Okay, so we're on to the next video. There's a whole series of these talking about these different devices that we can build. This is part 284C3m1b7a6. Line 22f1fa19c3m1b7a6. Electron Erbium laser 1480 Hz. 6EQUJ5 Higgs signal 5G Wow Seti. Okay. There's a lot of stuff covered in this one. I'm going to be researching it some more. It's going to be divided into more smaller films. This is going to be filmed with formulas based on the data for crystals, fuel, the UFO spaceship power source, a deep space communication, alien technology ideas, and then I'll be filming more keywords in the next video along with formulas from the data. I'm still doing the research because there's so many keywords that came up with this, and it's all like brand new technology that you guys have developed. So I'm looking to see what the WOW signal brings up with those keywords. So this will be really kind of cool what we find. So there's the alien radio signal there. November 24th was when I was working on this, and today's the 25th of November. So I'm going to Google the keywords from the previous video: 922f1fa19c3m1b7a6, Electron-Hole, Recollisions, Harmonics, 5G Wow Seti. So the large amplitude oscillation, multi-wave observation of large amplitude oscillation. That's a Google link, which is really long. So you just Google it, you'll find it. Keywords: magnetic reconnection between a filament barb and nearby emerging magnetic flux. Eruption mechanisms is another keyword that came up, and that's rxiv.org. The next keyword was diode-pumped bulk erbium, ytterbium, microlasers. So the keyword microlasers are attractive for a large number of applications, and in particular for optical communications at 1530 to 1560 nm wavelengths, metrology and telemetry at an eye-safe wavelength. So those are all keywords. There's more keywords: erbium laser, diode-pumped lasers, optical communications applications. And that's from ScienceDirect.com. So I'm going to Google the keyword erbium laser to see what comes up. It came up as a laser peel for your skin, skincenter.ca. The erbium laser is primarily attracted to water in the skin. This causes a control, so we know that it's attracted to water, okay? That's what we're looking at. What kind of things can we use this in the new technology, okay? So this laser is attracted to water. And that's important because one of the communication devices that have just been created is attracted to water, and they use that to do long distance communication. So obviously this is going to have something to do with it. This causes a controlled ablation of a very fine layer of skin. This laser is used to resurface the skin. So it actually can add healing to whatever it touches. Okay, so here's erbium. That's what it looks like. It's a chemical element in the lanthide series with the symbol ER and atomic number 68. A silvery white solid metal. When artificially isolated, natural erbium is always found in chemical combinations with other elements on Earth. Erbium doped glasses or crystals can be used. See, we got glasses and crystals again. Can be used as optical amplification media. So it's for optical, where erbium-3 ions are optically pumped at around 980 nm or 1480 nm and then radiate light at 1530 nm in a stimulated emission. So it creates light. A laser light. November 24th. My thoughts: this is for the fuel. Energy crystals for the core of the UFO spaceship and for communicating into deep space. Fiber optics with light crystals amplification using erbium. Formula from the data keywords: erbium doped glasses, crystals, optical amplification, erbium-3 ions pumped, 980 nm, 1480 nm, radiate light, 1530 nm, stimulated emission. So quote from the blog: a series RCL circuit has a resonant frequency of 1480 Hz. So you got 1480 Hz here, and you got 1480 nm. So you get the same number. See that? When operating at a frequency other than 1480 Hz, the circuit has a capacitive reactance of 5.0 and an inductive reactance of 27.0. And that's chegg.com. Okay. Google 1480 Hertz frequency, quote from blog, provided that the amplitude is high enough, the human ears can detect sound in the range of frequencies from about 20 Hertz to about 20,000 Hertz. Compute the wavelengths corresponding to the frequencies for waves in the air is 343 ms. Waves in the water is 1480. So we got 1480 hitting again. We've got water with this frequency, and then you also have an RCL circuit with that frequency number as well, okay? So compute the wavelengths corresponding to the frequencies for waves. Speed, wavelength, and frequency of a wave are related. We can rearrange this with these equations. Okay, so it tells you how to do that. And that's from www.quantlen.ca. Okay, there you go. Now, so we're going to look at the wow signal. This is the original wow signal that I've been studying. The location of the signal in the constellation Sagittarius near the Chi-Sagittarius star group. Because of the design of the experiment, the location may lie in either one of the two red bands, and there's also significant uncertainty in the declination vertical axis. Oh, for clarity, the widths of the red bands are not drawn to scale. They should actually be narrower. Okay. So here's the signal 6EQUJ5, 11, and 1. This is the this was the alien radio signal they picked up in 1977. Okay. It was a 72-second window. Okay, the plot of strength versus the time. Okay. So my thoughts. Looking at the alien radio 6EQUJ5, 11, 1. Wow signal received on Earth August 1977 by NASA and SETI. It looks the same as the Atlas-Higgs boson signal in strength. Just an observation. Data quote from Finally Physics Letter B. Published the two papers by Atlas and CMS about the discovery of the new boson on LHC. That's midway-win2.rssing.com. So there's the little graph I found. See how it looks? It's like an upside down wow signal. See that? Got the same kind of little thing. It's got this little wavy thing here, a little wavy thing here, and it goes down. And it's got straight and up, and then it's got the little wavy thing there. Just an observation. Okay, the observed solid local PO as a function of MH in the low mass range. The dashed curve shows the expectant local PO under the hypothesis of SM Higgs boson signal at the mass with its 1.0 sigma band. The horizontal dashed lines indicate the p-values corresponding to significance of 1 to 6 sigma. I think I saw the symbol and it says sigma. That's what I'm assuming it means. I could be wrong. Okay? Notice the lines, my thoughts. Notice the lines of the Higgs Atlas signal is at 6 sigma SM Higgs boson signal at that mass with its plus minus 1 sigma. This looks like a reverse of the alien radio signal wow to me. 6EQUJ5, 11, 1. So I'm going to break it down and see. I'm just playing with the numbers like I always do, right? 6 is for sigma plus EQ is equalizer for iPhone, which means there's some sort of signal, communication signal, plus J5 joules. So the joules are a derived unit of energy, work or amount of heat in the International System of Units. A joule power of electron volts is 6.24 times 10 to the power of 18 eV. And this is the International System of Units. That's what it looks like. The 7 SI base units and the interdependency of their definitions. Quote from Wiki. It is equal to the energy expended or work done in applying a force of 1 Newton through a distance of 1 meter, 1 Newton meter or Nm, or in a passing an electric current of 1 amp through a resistance of 1 ohm for 1 second. It is named after the English physicist James Prescott Joule, 1818 to 1889, in terms first based of SI units and then in terms of other SI units. So there's his calculations there. Where N is the Newton, M is the meter, kg is the kilogram, S is the second, PA is the Pascal, and W is the watt. 1 joule can also be defined as the work required to move an electric charge of 1 coulomb through an electrical potential difference of 1 volt or 1 coulomb volt, CV. This relationship can be used to define the volt. The work required to produce 1 watt of power for 1 second or 1 watt second WS compared kilowatt hour. This relationship can be used to define the watt. Quote from blog, a search for the standard model Higgs boson in proton-proton collisions with the Atlas detector at the LHC is presented. And it's from MediWin2RSSing.com. Okay. S5 sigma in science. The concept of sigma as standard deviations from the norm is used throughout science. So I looked up sigma because I want to know what it meant. Okay. So 1 sigma is usually a random fluctuation which would not be allowed in industry. 3 sigma is an event worth observing. And 5 sigma is so far from the norm to be considered a breakthrough or a new discovery. So obviously the Higgs signal is at 6. So relating it back to industry, a 5 sigma event would almost be as rare as a 6 sigma event. A defect that was so rare or unexpected that its occurrence can be tolerated. 5 sigma and the Higgs boson. The scientific community has accepted the finding of a new particle, subject to the final confirmations later this month, based on the 5 sigma confidence. Although they are careful to say that the findings are consistent with the Higgs boson rather than saying they are confident of having found the Higgs boson. The findings are so far from the standard deviation that it can't be a random fluctuation. 5 sigma refers to a 99.977% likelihood of accuracy. If they used 6 sigma, they could have been even more sure they'd found a new particle. And that was posted by Andy Trainer, July 2012. Okay. And you can read more at the www.6sigma-training.org.uk. Okay. Quote from Wiki. The frequency of the WOW signal matches very closely with the hydrogen line, which is at 1420.405 75177 MHz. The two different values given for the frequency of the WOW signal were 1420.356 MHz and 1420.4556 MHz, are the same distance apart from the hydrogen line, the first being about 0.0498 MHz less than the hydrogen line, and the second being about 0.498 more than the hydrogen line. So it's very balanced. The bandwidth of the signal is less than 10 kilohertz. Each column on the printout corresponds to a 10 kilohertz wide channel. The signal is only present in one column. My thoughts. The 1480 megahertz was with the WOW signal. Checked after writing this, it's 1420.405 megahertz. So I'm going to Google 1480 megahertz to see if it's a signal, because I didn't know if it would be a signal or not. So the keyword's 1480 megahertz is a high frequency range. This invention came up with it, Crystek CVCO55. It's an oscillator. Goes from 1480 to 1600 megahertz. It has semiconductors, oscillators, crystals, resonators, oscillators, Crystal Tech Corporation, and it's from www.ledlect.com. See the keywords crystals, resonators, and oscillators are all in this device, which will have to be part of the WOW formula for deep space communications. Add the other components to it with the X-rays, microwave formulas to get it to work. On another note, the 1480 Hz brought up something very interesting. It is listed as a wavelength for water, V equals 480 ms. You can use this amplification method with a deep space communications device based on the formulas given in line 22 videos for the water vapor plus laser beam technology that came up earlier. So November 24th, 2012, I'm going to cross-reference the WOW videos with the keyword vapor, and you'll take a look at these videos to see what you can find in them. There's formulas in them, okay? So line 22E, thermal neutrons, hexafluorobenzene, fuel formula, UFO engine 5G Wow Seti, so it's got a formula in it. Line 22f1fa19c3m1b7a6, triangular wave hydrogen Roswell atomic symbols 1947 UFO Wow Seti. Line 22f1fa19c3m1b3, thermoplasma technology 5G Wow Seti. Line 22f1fa19c3k23, create 4 quarks, neutrinos, Higgs formula, field formula, Wow Seti. Line 22f1fa19c3k4, hydrogen storage Na1H4, niobium, fluoride, carbon nanotubes, 5G Wow Seti. Line 22f1fa19a13, volcanic glass beads, Martian ice, Apollo 17 LRO, 5G Wow Seti. Line 22f1fa19c3m1b7a6, Little Red Spot, Ganymede, Solar Storms, Jupiter, Wow Seti. Line 18A3Z5B3b, Tetrahydrite, Quark Wafers, CVD, Thermal Spraying, Plasma 5G, Wow Seti. Line 18A3Z5B3a, Nuclear Fusion, Collision, Spin, Polarized Plasmas, Electron Heating, Velocity, 5G, Wow Seti. Line 18A3Y2, Dark Matter, Neutrinos, Argon, Exon, U235 Formula, UFO, 5G, Wow Seti. Line 18E2, Ideal Gas, Law Point, Particle, Internal Kinetic Energy, Wow Seti. Line 18G, Phenomenology, Niobium, Geranium, Paramungs, Superconductors, 5G, Wow Seti. Line 18A6B Alpha, that number there. Gas, GAAS, Single, Crystals, Arsenic, Alloys, UFO, 5G, Wow Seti. Line 20C, Astrochemistry, Infrared Spectroscopy, Molecular Energy, ISIS, Wow Seti. There's no title yet, and these other videos haven't been filmed as of November 24th, okay? So you got line 22f1fa19c3m1b7a6. Actually, it has a title now. It'll be one of the next videos, actually. Line 22f1fa19c3m1b14. Line 22f1fa19c3m1c. Line 22f1fa19c3m1d. Line 22f1fe. Line 26a, Wow Seti Evidence, Alien UFOs, Non-Terrestrial DNA. Google the keywords in the next video is valence band, high-order-sideband generation, weak near-infrared laser of frequency, semiconductor quantum wells, sideband order, non-perturbative nature of the effect, modulation of light, terabit rate optical communications. So I'm going to be breaking those down into several videos, okay? It's going to take me a while to do the research, and thanks for watching.